Hi, this is Steve with Tower Genius. I'm one of the partners here, and I want to do a quick video and talk about this cell tower here behind me, the one in the middle. And what's the difference between a cell tower lease that pays you $500 a month, or that pays you maybe $1,000 a month, or $1,500 a month, and a cell tower lease that that pays you $5,000 a month, or $6,000 a month, or $12,000 a month. Heck, in the last couple of weeks, I've seen two cell sites, cell towers, that just because of the way that these deals were structured back when, not on day one, they didn't start paying this type of money. But I saw a cell tower that that was paying, let's just say, the revenue share portion that the landlord was receiving was over $200,000. And then the other one that I saw recently was another one where the cell tower landlord was receiving $17,000 a month. Now, those are the exception, not the rule. I mean, less than 1/10 of 1% of cell towers probably get that type of a lease rate. But you need to understand, when you're talking about these cell tower rent values, how has the cell tower industry changed in the last decade? And what has happened was that the carriers, Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T, Sprint, they sold off their portfolios of towers to these big tower companies like Crown Castle, Verizon Wireless, SBA Communications, and some of the second-tier tower companies like Parallel Infrastructure, Phoenix Towers, etc. So, these companies have gotten into the middle of the deal. They've gotten between the landlord and the carrier, and so that's where you have values that have changed. Now, when you see let's say like 22 years ago, when I was doing site acquisition for T-Mobile and Verizon and Sprint back in the New York market, if I knocked on a property owner's door, I might have offered them $2,000 a month in metropolitan New York and Bergen County, New Jersey, or in Westchester County, somewhere like that, where the values of properties were high. And I didn't want to waste time. I want to get the deal done fairly for everybody and get it done, not wait 2 years to negotiate the deal. So you would have seen a $2,000 a month. Sorry, it's starting to rain here. Take my glasses off. You might have seen a $2,000 a month initial lease rate with Verizon, T-Mobile, Sprint, even AT&T, who I did not represent at the time. So, but the difference is now, when you see a carrier wanting to put up a tower, they're having a developer do it for them. That developer pays the upfront $250,000 development cost, and AT&T or even Dish Wireless, Verizon, Sprint, not anymore, but the carriers will become their tenants, and the carriers will typically pay those tower companies about $2,000 a month to be on that tower. So if you're a property owner and let's say you get a knock on the door, and a site acquisition rep is proposing a cell tower lease for a carrier, you need to find out, is the carrier the actual tenant? Who is the lessee there? Is it, Mrs. McGillicuddy's tower company, or is it actually AT&T or Verizon? Another thing that you'll see is, a company like, for example, Tillman Infrastructure, that's building towers for AT&T for their FirstNet network, and you'll see, them propose ridiculous, like 90-year leases, 10-year initial term with multiple 5-year extensions. So that's not where you want to be, unless you're okay with taking $500-600 a month. So the difference between getting a cell tower lease negotiated that is a $500 a month deal, or getting it done properly, where you have revenue share, you have to look at it as a long-term proposition and understand that you're not going to see in 2022, you're not going to see $2,000-3,000 a month on a ground lease, most likely, unless you're in a really tough zoning area and they have no other choice. So you need to get on base with a single or a double. That means you take a lease and get it negotiated properly, get the guidance that you need. That's what we do. We do provide consulting, coaching services for property owners that are negotiating these leases, and get the deal structured properly. Avoid the mistakes that people make, like, hey, Mr. Tower Company, I want to get revenue share. And people make this mistake all the time. They ask for subleasing, co-location, when they haven't even done a site walk. They haven't spent a dime on engineering yet. So you don't want to set the hook before they swallow the bait, so to speak. So if you need assistance and you want to get a cell tower lease structured properly, you've been contacted and you need help, please give us a call at Tower Genius. Our number is 888-313-9750. You can ask for Kevin Donahue, my business partner, or you can ask for me, Steve Casella. We'd be happy to talk to you. You can schedule a 30-minute discovery call with either of us through the website. There's a couple links there at towergenius.com, and you can book a call. We do charge $29.99 for the 30-minute call. If you end up hiring us, we refund that to you. Or give us a call, and we'll, if we're available, we will try to answer it, or we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thank you. Talk to you soon.